Alright, you battlers. You know what it is, JayDevin back at it with another Go Battle League Great League video. So I know the wins here, they say 4 out of 4. It wasn't a 5 for 5 in this specific set. And I guess just to explain why, for this team, you know, before I reveal the strategy, the comp, and whatever, everything for what worked, in this specific set, the first one was an absolute failure. Because really, I was trying to build this team around Scrafty to make Scrafty work, and this team was just this was a failure. Well, I mean, it was a failure, but you know, at least it helped me know what does not work to help make Scrafty work better. So this is why, right? We swapped into the Scrafty from their Melmetal into an Azumarill, and that's kind of the worst case scenario. And it turns out they actually do have Play Rough as well too. So this is literally one of the matchups you never want to see with the Scrafty. Like, if anything with this comp, we wanted to lead with him. As you can see too, we also brought the Ampharos, which is kind of cheese. I was looking at a way kind of to make Ampharos work at the same time too. But ultimately, I mean, you know, shout out to Valor Ash. I feel like the only truly viable Volt Switch, a Volt Switch Thunder Punch user against like the Great League meta at least is going to be Alolan Raichu. So at the end of the day, even though I love this Ampharos, it's not going to be working out. If anything, but I think what I might end up doing is powering this one up for Ultra League eventually, because it already has a second move and it has the preferred move set. But yeah, this isn't ideal. Either thing I come back in with, it's not it's not amazing. The Rock Slide we will resist, but I want to save the energy with how the match has worked out so far, and unfortunately they throw a Psycho Boost as quick as possible. I think they're trying to prevent my swap, because I could have potentially still pulled it off if they didn't stop my swap in time, because this Shadow Ball gets really close to a KO on this Melmetal, and if it had KO'd, I think I could have done it. I possibly could have done it for sure, because I would have built up a little bit of energy there. So now that failed, GG's trainer. So to get into the comp and you know, the strat and everything that I used to actually make Scrafty work a little better, but also one of my absolute all-time favorite Pokemon. So we do have a specific lead with this strat. We lead every single time with this strat in this comp using the one and the only, that is right, the Beatdown Bell. So we're going to be leading with Bronzong, Confusion, Psyshock, and Bulldoze is the set we are running on the Bronzong. And then basically we also do have a swap, kind of a save swap in this team comp as well too. And I think Charles on Twitter would be a huge fan of this. Big shout out to Charles. Give him a follow if you can. He does a lot of PvP. He does a lot of Master League and Ultra League as well. So definitely, if you're on Twitter, give him a follow 100%. But again, Charles, shout out to you, my guy. This one's for you. We are basically using a swap strat with the Spiritomb. So we're running the Sucker Punch, Ominous Wind, and then Shadow Ball. So he can be pretty polarizing sometimes, but with the Ominous Wind, he can potentially get that boost. He is even kind of safe against Azumarill too, because he can carry that Shadow Ball. And as you know, Azumarill does not carry Charm. Charmers absolutely destroy Spiritomb. Like, I think the worst matchup ever you can get with the Spiritomb is a Charm Wigglytuff. So I mean, if you see that, you know, swapped in as an answer to your Spiritomb, there's really nothing you can do. I mean, don't even be mad about it though. Just let the Spiritomb go, then come back in with the, because he will own that Wigglytuff. And then we do have the Anchor. We're still not going to be opening with Scrafty. I really don't feel like Scrafty can be used that well as an open unless the comp is completely different. But yeah, Scrafty is going to be in the back, and of course there are going to be my IV spreads for these Pokemon, pretty average across the board. But yeah, there's the strat: lead Bronzong, swap Spiritomb, and then Scrafty just destroys, especially when shields are down. So that's why we're anchoring with him. So again, the set's Confusion, Psyshock, Bulldoze on the Bronzong, Sucker Punch, Ominous Wind, Shadow Ball on the Spiritomb, and then Scrafty has Counter Power Up Punch, Foul Play. Here we go. This is the battle portion of the video where we actually start doing great work with this team. There's a lot of good plays in here too, and I think this first opponent we faced with this Lionhead, yeah. So we brought a Shadow Hypno. This isn't a matchup the Hypno wants to see, even being a Shadow Hypno, so honestly I'm kind of surprised they did not swap out. But I guess, you know, we're just going to stay in and kind of shut down or mellow down the Hypno threat anyways. And I want to see, you know, what moves he's running as well too. I want him to reveal something, especially since he opened with a Shadow Hypno, so kind of threw me off guard. Mad respect for bringing a Shadow though. Definitely huge hype around Shadows right now. Personally, I'm not really bought in. I mean, I think the biggest considerable shadow Pokemon, in my opinion, is going to be Mawile, at least for, you know, Great League against the main Great League meta. Victory Belt can be a huge threat too, but it can also just get owned by a lot of things. So I might do shadow videos in the future, maybe, to look into some of my own personal shadow picks. And that was bad. This was an absolute monster play. I literally have something that hard counters the Umbreon. The Scrafty will own that Umbreon, and I swapped into the Spiritomb. So not only did I swap into the wrong thing, but I actually swapped. I didn't wait for the Bronzong to go down. I swapped out into the Spiritomb. Absolute nuts play. That was probably the worst possible thing I could do. But, you know, I guess the lesson we learned from that is if you are going to swap, take an extra, you know, half a second to think about it. Even though the timing is really important, having, you know, that extra speed doesn't mean anything if you make terrible swaps like that. So we throw the Power Up Punch with the Scrafty. We do swap out to catch the Dynamic Punch from that Poliwrath. They have a double Shadow team apparently, so I know that, you know, since it is a Shadow, it takes 20% more damage even resisting the foul play. I'm going to be able to KO with the Scrafty, so that's why I had to do that sacrificial swap. Even though, you know, I guess I wanted to save the energy from that Bronzong, but that's the only way I could come out on top against this trainer's team composition. So we did end up winning. GG's trainer. Again, shout out to you, mad respect. Not only for bringing Shadows into the Great League Go Battle League, but also for bringing double Shadows. Absolutely nuts. Again, same team, lead Bronzong, swap Spiritomb, Scrafty will destroy. JayDevin, 1994. JayDevin is about to catch this Bronzong. He opens up with the Dewgong, dude. There's so many gongs in this battle right now. He actually ends up swapping out. I do anticipate that as a legacy Dewgong with the Icy Wind, because it does have Ice Shard, which I also believe is legacy on Dewgong as a move. So he brings in this Registeel, and this is exactly the kind of matchup I want to see. This Registeel is basically a joke in this matchup. I will own it all day, every day. Obviously, the Focus Blast will be super effective, so I do want to use a shield on that. And then from there, I can comfortably counter down with the powered up counters, and then we throw a foul play into the Altaria, which goes unshielded. So I throw another foul play into the Altaria, and I'm like, at this point, we definitely should get a shield. Still no shield. He decides to stick in and save with the shield. So now we kind of do a safe-ish swap back into the Bronzong, but I know he still has the Dewgong here, so I wanted to use the shield to shield the Sky Attack and or the Dragon Pulse so we can do what we need to do against the Dewgong. I mean, Dewgong can be very, very oppressive in the Great League when used correctly, but against a Bronzong lead strat like this, your Dewgong is going to be no good, my friend. I'm sorry you were hoping to probably get some super spicy wins, but I think you got outspiced this time. But it is what it is. We still have the Spiritomb and the Scrafty. We did kind of hard shut down their strat. Mad respect for even having that double legacy Dewgong in the first place. Yeah, this trainer, I anticipate they are very versed and they are very good in battle, but I think this one ultimately just came down to a matter of who brought what in their team, to be completely honest with you. So going into the next opponent, KRLHRNZ, I don't know what that was. Now, we see another Melmetal open, okie dokie. So I'm like, you know, worst case scenario, he's gonna bait first with a Rock Slide, and if he does, I'm not gonna shield, or he'll throw the Superpower, which would automatically debuff him, and I still won't shield, and I'll just throw the Bulldoze. So this is why I love Bronzong as a lead. He's so versatile, and he can shut down a lot of opens, honestly. I don't want to say he's a safe open, because like in my last video, which if you didn't watch it right there, but in my last video, it featured basically using Umbreon as an open, which that would be very bad for Bronzong. That's not what you want to see. So they have the Meganium here. I do this safe swap into the Spiritomb, and I throw the Ominous Wind. I think this was the first boost that I got with the Ominous Wind. Yes, so we did get the boost, which gave us the ability to Sucker Punch down that Meganium, so now he's forced to reveal what he's going to bring in next, which looks like he opts for the Melmetal, so obviously I'm going to be answering with the Scrafty. And Superpower right now is going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot, but it's not going to one-hit KO the Scrafty. Scrafty is a little bit tanky with its stat spread in Pokemon Go PvP for the Great League, so I'm not too worried about it. Now, I build up enough to have access to a foul play, which will do massive work, and we have the Psyshock good to go. So it's pretty much closed out at this point because they used their last shield on that Psyshock. They avalanche out our Bronzong, and then the Scrafty, again, Scrafty destroys. GG's trainer. All right, here we go again into the next one. Cachetes? EBK. Shout out to you, mad respect. But we do see an Azumarill open. Okay, now having, I think, Flash Cannon would be... I don't know if it would actually be more ideal than a Psyshock against an Azumarill. I'll have to look into that. But we are matched up against the Azumarill. They did not build up 7 bubbles, so I know for a fact it's not Hydro Pump, so I choose not to shield. I'll throw the Psyshock. And then at this point, I'm like, oh, I kind of lost count because I was excited to get the Psyshock and they didn't shield it, because now I can use a shield no matter what, and I know I can Confusion down that Azumarill before they can throw another charge, and it looks like they do have an Alolan Marowak. Thank you for bringing the AWAC, because now, I mean, both of my picks would be good against the AWAC at this point, but obviously I'm going to be coming in with the Spiritomb, and in this matchup it'd be much more ideal for them to throw a Shadow Ball into my Spiritomb, so I decide to just throw the Ominous Wind. Looks like they did, I guess, successfully get a shield bait with the Bone Club, but I did get the boost from what you can see. I got the boost again, so now the Shadow Ball is not going to hurt as much, and I just go for another Ominous Wind because I don't want to take additional Fire Spin damage, and we got the boost again, dude! Back-to-back boost with this Spiritomb. Look at this damage. This is crazy! Ominous Wind almost one hit KOs them to gain him. GG's, trainer. GG's. Oh man, that was probably my favorite battle of the entire set. Probably the entire week, to be honest. But there you can see it is 5 out of 5 battles played. Pretty hype too. We actually did end up getting a 98% IV Larvitar from the encounter in the Go Battle League. Yeah, 15, 14, 15. So that's pretty hype. I already have a hundo though, so not such a big deal. But yeah, that was pretty much it for the battles. So let me know what you think about this team. If you'd be interested to try it, I definitely recommend you go ahead and try it. And I do think personally this makes it into my top, oh man. I think this is definitely in my top 5 favorite all-time comps in the Go Battle League. I think I have about 3 of those so far. So if you did enjoy the video, remember to let me know you did by leaving a like on the video. It also does help a lot with the growth of the channel. And also let me know real quick too in the comments if you would like to see my top 5 all-time favorite Great League Go Battle League team compositions. I would very much enjoy doing a video like that, and I can also explain why they're my favorite, why they work, what the holes are in those lines, etc. And I'll look into doing that, I guess. So kind of as a micro goal, I guess, if you want to see that video, if this video gets 100 likes, I will make that top 5 video of the Great League Go Battle League lines. And then in the future from there, I guess we could also look into top 5 for Ultra League, Master League, Toxic, Silph Arena themed cups. But as always, subscribe if you feel my vibe, power punch the notification bell for all that PvP content. Battlers, that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next video. Bronzong, dude. Bronzong might see you in the next video too. Have a good stinking day.